Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So again I'm looking at SEI or the SEI blockchain. The token itself is called SEI. It's been a while since I have covered this coin and it is down around 60% from its all-time high, so I thought it should be a pretty good time to actually cover this coin. So first of all, the thing that I have some concern about the SEI coin. So you should, if you're a holder of SEI, I think you should watch the full video, and if you're interested in SEI, you should also watch the full video, because I think that is the best way to actually understand what is the problem with SEI of now. Anyways, let's look at the recent updates and what's going on with SEI. So there have been a lot of development around the SEI, and I think that's pretty good. So their first parallelized EVM blockchain is now open for the builders and early adopters, so that's pretty good. So they are into the phase 2. So once their version 2 actually becomes live, I think that is when the SEI will most likely get a lot of hype and most likely a lot of adoption. But as of now, they have been doing pretty good development. So as you can see here, they have just a Rabi wallet integration for the SEI chain. So they also had something with hypernative as well. I think the biggest one should be DBank. So it is one of the Web3 community it is a social platform for Web3, and I think it's a pretty big one, and they have integrated SEI, so that's pretty big for the SEI, I think. And beside that, there is something going on with Philip's side as well as so the thing about the SEI is that their version as of now they are into the phase 2 for their SEI version 2 beta. So once they go into phase 3, I think that is when we'll most likely see a pretty good adoption for the SEI. Once the SEI version 2 is in the beta, I think that is when the SEI will most likely take off, and we'll probably see a lot of demand for the SEI coin, and I think that is when the ecosystem will most likely grow exponentially. So I'm actually very excited about the version 2, and let's see when it does come out, and I think that is when we are going to see a big adoption for the SEI. Beside that, this is the TVL from I think June. I'm not actually going there. I will just look at the DeFi Llama TVL, and I think that's basically pretty good. As you can see here, with the SEI version 2 officially live, it's important to remember that it's significant. So the parallelized EVM addresses bottlenecks developers face when scaling application to support thousands, if not millions of users. The EVM is not only here to stay, but is rapidly improving, so that's pretty good. And they did have a lot of updates beside that. So they do have some, I think, NFT hunts going on as well. And anyway, so they also did have a Revolut app integration, so that's pretty good, I think. And beside that, if we just look at the SEI TVL, that has been going up, and I think that's one of the best, because this means that SEI's ecosystem is growing rapidly. So I think that's overall is a pretty good news for the SEI coin. As you can see here, the ecosystem is growing, so I think that's pretty good for the SEI. But I do have some concern about its token, so that will be in the next section, and you can also check out the last section, which is for the price section of price analysis, if you are only interested in the SEI's price. So let's move ahead. So one of the big reason why I wanted to make a video on SEI was because of this. So this is the token unlocks for the SEI, as you can see. So we do have a pretty good token unlocks coming up. So if you just look here, from September 2nd, or from the September, or in I think 55 days, we have a lot of token coming in the market. Of course, the amount is around 5 million, but out of which 1.8 will go towards investors, and I think they will be getting tokens daily, on a daily basis, as you can see. So that means by October 2024 they will have around 112 million tokens. So that is a lot. I think that is a pretty big amount. So if you just look here on the investor tab, and they did raise around 35 million, as you can see. And if we do go to the investors, as you can see, these are the various rounds they have actually raised, as you can see. So the rounds have been a lot, as you can see. So we have OKX Venture, MH Venture, even Wegme Ventures, Flow Traders, as well as Foresight Ventures. So I think they will be most likely taking the profit. So I'm sorry, so they had 2 rounds. So as you can see here, we have round A and round seed round. So they raised around 5 million in the seed round, so probably these guys got a lot better price than these ones. So still If you just look at the round A, where they raised around 30 million, as you can see here, we do have a pretty good investors. So I think they will be most likely waiting to take their profit as soon as they get their coin. And beside that, if you do look at the seed round where they raised around 5 million, as you can see, we have the multi-coin, the biggest one. So of course they have actually invested in various coins, so they will most likely take profit as well. After that we have Coinbase Venture, so that's pretty good, but I think they will be also taking profit, and we have others here as well. So I think as soon as the coin are released into the market, they will most likely start taking their profit. So I think that is going to be the one of the biggest problem for the SEI, and the price of SEI may even go down. So if it does go down, I will just discuss that in the last section, where we can actually expect the price to go down. But as of now, I think the SEI will most likely recover till 45 cent, and after that it will most likely go down again. So I think 43 cent is I think the best chance that it has. If it does reject from 43, we are most likely heading back again, but I think it will actually again go up to 43 anyways. But looking at the investors, I think the biggest problem that SEI and other coins have seen is the investor release. So if you just look at the token unlocks, and I think we had the token unlocks for the Arbitrum, where investors got around I think 1 billion or I think 500 million or something like that, and the price of Arbitrum did went from $2 to as low as $1, so that is 50% decrease in the price. But as for SEI, I think we are down from $1 to somewhere around I think 30 cents. So it did actually end up hitting over 2.5 billion market cap, and as of now it's around 1 billion market cap, so that is a big price decrease still. But I think SEI is one of the best layer 2 that has a pretty good chance to actually become at least top 50, or sorry, top 20 or even top 10. So I think SEI could actually become, or actually could become big cap in the future like Solana, because this one is the fastest blockchain out there beside those. So I think SEI does have pretty good chances. But once the investors do sell their coin, after that I think SEI could actually recover. But as of now, I think the biggest threat that SEI has is their token unlocks, and you have to understand that investors will be getting 1.83 million on a daily basis, as you can see. So this is a linear unlock, so that is going to be problem. Along with investors, we also have team and foundation getting their tokens, and as well as ecosystem. So if they do fund the ecosystem, that means those developers will have most likely will have to sell some of their tokens to actually pay out for the salaries, as well as the team. I think the team will most likely take some profit, because they have been developing SEI for quite some times. So I think they would actually most likely take some of the profit. So I think SEI will most likely see a pretty big sell pressure after this release. So let's see what happens. So this release is actually dated to August 15th, so I think it is going to be interesting. So we do have around 2 months once this happens, so it is not looking good for SEI. Anyways, so let's move to the price section and see what's going on there. So looking at price analysis of the SEI, I think if we just use Fib retracement tool from here, because this was the low, after that it went as high as I think to $1.14. So if you just look here, we have actually crossed the golden ratio, which was around somewhere here or somewhere here, and it did actually use golden ratio as a resistance. As you can see here, it actually traded pretty good here, and it went down there. So I think 88% correction is a pretty good one, and this was most likely an entry because of this I think value, and I think many traders do use this one. So I think that's pretty good. If the SEI does go up from here, I think the best we have is actually around 43 or 45. If it does continues to reject and go down even below that, I think we are most probably hitting this demand zone, which is most likely around 22 or I think 23 or even 25 cents. So this will be most likely or most probably the biggest entry point for many traders as well as others. But I think once the investors do get their tokens, I think I'm afraid that if we don't see that much demand for the SEI, the coin could actually end up hitting once 10 cents. So there is a possibility, but still I think SEI does have a lot of going on for the development, and I think most of the investors will most likely or most probably hold some of their tokens. And that is because if you just look at the Solana did have a pretty big growth after the release of the token, and I think whoever sold their tokens, I'm talking about the investors. So if whoever sold their tokens, I think they probably regret it. So I think if the SEI does release a version 2 and it becomes a big success, I think SEI will most likely go up again and will most probably go around $1 or even $2 in the future, because I think SEI itself does have a pretty good potential. But we are just looking for the short-term trade. So I think if it loses again this support, I think we are most likely heading towards 25 cents or 22 cents. So I think this is the best entry for now for the SEI. But if you are interested, I think you could actually enter somewhere around here and get out around 45 cents, or even if it does go up again, I think 50 cents is a very much possibility that is possible. But once the investors do get their tokens, I think there will be a pretty good sell pressure, so you have to be careful about that. Anyways, I hope you like the video. I will be back with more. Thanks for watching.